Hi, this is Lady Lex UK, and today we're going to be running through the things that I made during the beta. I'm going to try and swiftly run through it. So this is the first thing I ever made. This is a piece of railway track. That was the first thing I did. I carved this piece of wood out and laid it along, cloned it a few times, and then got a little bit of metal and made a bit of railway track. And I've seen that used in the Dreamverse from other people. People were really happy with this sort of effect on the wood. I was quite happy with that. I think that looks not bad at all. That's okay. And that can be used. And that was the first thing I made that was successful. Before that, it took me about 3 or 4 days before I could make anything, because I struggled like crazy. This is my first piece of music that I ever made. There we go, a nice little kids tune. It's supposed to sound sort of Christmassy, like a kids band. I called it Kiddie Band, and that's not too bad. Then I put a hat on Connie, because I thought, let's put a hat on Connie, so I've got a character that I can use in things. And then I made this brief level using the music and Connie and the railway track. From a game jam. I wanted to look winning. It's terrible. The trees are quite nice. The snow was quite successful, but I mean, it's terrible. Let admit it. It's terrible. This is 80s throwback. This is my second piece of music that I ever did. I'm quite pleased with this. There we go, that's my 80s throwback piece of music. I'm really quite pleased with that. It's one of my favourite pieces. Completely original, made that all up. And then I used it in a remix of the Dash pieces. They said make your own games with the Dash pieces. I thought, well, I'll have a go. Let's have a look. I sped up the music. So there we go, there's my level. It sounded completely different sped up, but there you go. I then decided I was going to make a modular set. And if you skip past all of these pieces, I'll come back to that piece of music. I created this modular set, which is to make like a timber frame house. So all of these pieces are individual. It wasn't that successful in terms of thermo, because I didn't really understand how the thermo worked at that time, and so these are all a little bit thermo heavy, so I wouldn't recommend you necessarily use those in your level, though people are still using them, and it makes a rather an attractive looking sort of cartoon style house, if you like that. The roof pieces are quite handy for people. I've seen that used a few times in the level. So there we go. This is the third piece of music I did. I decided to make We Three Kings Christmas. It goes on like that. Good thing about Christmas carols is they're all public domain, and so you don't have to worry about copyright, and you can make them and people recognise what they are. Okay, I then made a treasure chest with key. Now this has been quite popular. So you have a chest here, and you can't open it, but if you collect the key, it opens up like that. There we go. That was what I made, and people have put that in their levels and made whole levels around that treasure chest with key, which I was really pleased with, because that was the idea. That was the point of it. It was also practicing my first bit of logic, and that took a lot longer than I thought it would. That was a bit of an effort. More props now, more props that I made. Candles, there's a bucket there, etc, etc. My most popular has been a barrel that I made, and that has been the most popular prop. There is my modular house. I made signposts. There's a decoy duck that I made for Og the Clever for his game Duck Quackstone Echo. There's my barrel. This is a very popular prop. Lots of people have used this barrel. They've used this barrel in all sorts of things. I cut it out of one piece. I'm quite pleased with it. It looks quite nice. I think I could probably make a better barrel today, but there you go. And I had another go at making a treasure chest. Here's my second attempt at a treasure chest, which is a little bit more shiny and new, a bit more interesting shaped. Though not ideal, not perfect, because again, I'm still learning at this point. I don't know what I'm doing. This is a piece of music called Pirates Ahoy that I made for a piratey level I was trying to make. I didn't manage to make the gameplay for it, but you'll see in a minute. Goes on like that. That's my piratey theme. This was before I learned a little bit more technique with the music making, so it had to be recorded perfectly. I had to play it exactly the right time, so it's not quite right. Now that I know that I can use the piano roll and alter things, it all changed. So I used that in this level, which was just done for the game jam. There we go. I didn't make the character. I hadn't made any characters at this point. I had absolutely no idea how to do it. There's no tutorials on making characters, and I was a little bit befuddled. I thought I would amend a character that already existed, and that's what I did. But then I thought I really ought to make some characters, and so I made a medieval woman and a medieval man. And this was my first attempt at character, and you may recognise this lady if you've played Slayer Scrolls, because she is everywhere. It's my first attempt at making a character model. They're okay, they're not great, they're alright. I got better at it. So I carried on making medieval props, various things. There's an archery target there. I put the lid on the barrel, so you've got a closed version of the barrel, the quiver, mounted torch, etc, etc, etc. And they were put in a level, which is here somewhere. I'll find it. This was something that never got to see the light of day. This was for the Roebuck Game Jam. I never launched this. So I never finished it, did any more with it. There we go. That's just a little scene of a crashed robot. There's Duck Quacks Don't Echo. Which was featured on the stream, which is really nice. This is a dice mechanic that I made. I didn't make the music. So this makes a random dice roll. And this is totally usable if you needed some random dice rolls for something. There you go. Random dice. I was quite pleased with that bit of logic, and I've made it as a contraption so you can use it. Here's my medieval scene. So here's all my medieval props. My God, she scampers over. So here's my guy. Now you can see his clothing is a little bit bouncy, which is not ideal. So if we go into this level, I could swap out this character for another. I'm not going to bother, but I did update him, so you'll see him later on. He doesn't bounce about quite so much. But there's my timber frame house. Whoops, we've got cobble street. I've done a better version of that since. And there's all my bits and pieces. There's a weapons rack here, signpost, etc, etc. There we go. And I made a collection if anybody wanted to use it. Then I had a go at making some realistic props. Rather than sort of cartoony style, sort of Project Spark style stuff, I decided to make a little animation here. It's a magician's set of props, and I put in some animation and some spooky music. This isn't working, is it? This is obviously the bog standard version. There, it's a dream version of it. So the idea was that all of his props were haunted and they got a life of their own when the magician's not there. There we go. I think that was too bad. I was quite pleased with how realistic everything looked. Then I had another go at some logic. I just created a random number generator. Quite pleased with that. There's some barbed wire there. This is an urban landscape scene. There's a cityscape in the background there that somebody posted up. Sorry, I don't know who it was. I just wanted to have a go at making a barbed wire fence, or wire fence. I'm quite pleased with that. That looks okay. Had a go at making a loot chest, failed, so that's left. This is a library set. Now, those of you who watch my stream will recognise this. This is a retake on the library set that Maverick made in YouTube, that I made in Project Spark, and now I've made it in Dreams. Now, funnily enough, I prefer the Project Spark version. It has a lot more moodiness to it. I don't know, it looks more, I don't know, more real somehow. But I was quite pleased with this. There's my steps that I made. At least this one's got books in it. Oh, my Project Spark one didn't have any books in it because I ran out of space in the level and I couldn't put any more in. But yeah, I think it's quite nice. I've used a couple of props from other people, but most of it is mine. Nice. Quite pleased with that. There's a drink can. There's my robot from that crashed level. There's a wood pillar from the library. Here's another bit of music that I made. This is called Internet Wizard. I've been listening to Tubular Bells all morning and thought I'll do some prog. Of that. Plenty of that. So it gets a bit Jeff Wayne-y, if anybody knows War of the Worlds. It does a bit like that. This is an experiment I did. This is using the paint tool, and I painted my design just using the paint tool. Now if I just turn, there we go. You can see all the different layers as I was trying to paint. I've since discovered how to actually paint on one level without this happening, but it means you can only see it from one angle. But I was quite pleased with how this worked out, and I'm not going to get the angle back, am I? No, actually she looks better like that. Anyway, there we go. I think you need to see it through the camera. Let's just back out. There we go. There's my quick sketch experiment, which might not survive the beta because of the subject matter, but we'll see. I then did a tutorial level, signpost microchips. Basically what this is a selection of microchips with different options. So this one displays with the trigger zone. This one displays when you hold the button down. This one displays permanently once you push the button. This one is displayed for a timed interval. This one's actually displayed on the sign. This one displays on the screen. You get the idea. That's got a nice little ting ting ting. Got a neon sign and text types when players in trigger zone. Now this was supposed to have a voice activated sign, but for some reason there was a bug. It is the beta. You're going to come across some bugs every now and then. It's not a problem. I then had a go at making music using Media Molecule's clips. They've provided a few clips that you can put in some loops. I made a piece of music using that. Here is a character model that I made, and this is the character model that I've put. You will recognise this from my game, Who's Afraid of the Dark. I quite like him. I think he's quite cute. I'm not all that good at faces at the moment. I think I need a little bit more practice, but it's not too bad. I think he's got quite a nice face. He's all right. I've got a countdown timer that I used for my game. This is something I did not make, but I did paint it. It was an unpainted model, and I painted it up. And I'm quite pleased with the paint effect that I put on that. Though it is very difficult to paint things retro. So if you're making a model, although it's tempting to make it with that pink clay and then paint it afterwards, when you can, use the correct base colour. So if it's going to be mostly white or mostly pink or mostly green or mostly blue in that particular area, use the colour of the clay. Makes life easier for you afterwards when painting. Although this looks fine. I think that looks good, and it's a great model. Who's it by? I can't see. I can't see who it's by. How annoying. That is a little annoying, I must say. Sorry, whoever you are. Hang on, 3 others. Tell me there. Media Goblin, medium. Oh, there we go. Sleeper Wolf. Sleeper Wolf Salamander. There we go. It was just white in the original, and I painted it up. I'm attempting to make some enemy AI and failing miserably because of my complete non-understanding of how things work. Follower tags is the way to do this, and I don't know. I made a modular glass box. Making glass like this from a black shiny object. So this is great. If we go into edit mode, I'll just show you what this is for. So you clone it. And you do that, and voila, you have an instant, splendid looking skyscraper. Look at that! How splendid is that? Really pleased with that. That looks really good. So modular things is the way to go in Dreams. Definitely. I had an attempt at making an urban street. Wasn't that successful, but so I won't show it you. Here's my aircon unit. There it is on its own. There we go, aircon unit. Somebody used that in their level recently. Don't think I painted that up particularly well, but it's okay. I quite like that. I quite like the fan. Not bad. Not bad at all. This wooden stair with a single banister. Quite nice. Had a go at some painting. So here is a seascape of a wave crashing over some rocks with some birds. That's done with the spray paint tool on a canvas. And if you wanted just a blue canvasy thing on the other back, I might paint something on the back maybe. Right, there we go. There's a seascape. Bookcase from my library. This is from the library. I've got a tutorials, components and tech demos list here. This is live, so you can have a look at this. This is mine and other people who create components, tutorials, tech demos, things that you can remix. It's all quite amazing what people have made. Character rigs. There's a character rig there for a bug with 2 arms. 4 arms is what I meant to say. There you go. Here's another character model I made. This is my male superhero. So I've made a male superhero and a female superhero and their alter egos. So here's the male guy. And here's the same model, but I've dressed him in a big jumper and a tie and some Harry Potter style glasses. There we go. You would not know that he was this superhero. Now this is the various components of Who's Afraid of the Dark, which I'll show you in a minute. This is Mountain Retreat, which is part of that level. Here's my basic female model. This piece of music. This piece of music, I haven't used it for anything. This is a test of orchestral style. And that is not working. Why is that not working? Woo! Woo! Now, you hear that? That is a bug. That is not supposed to do that. So if I play it again. See? Fine. Go, there's my orchestral piece. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But like I say, there's a bug, and that means that I can't really show people that, because if they it's public, but if they play it, they probably think, oh my god, what is that horrendous noise? It's not my fault. There's a bug in Dreams that's causing that issue. I hope they fix it, because that is really, really bad. Okay, here's the architectural modular level that I made. This is a collection of architectural pieces, lots of Lucy's Stew stuff in there, other people, my stuff, anything that is useful for making agricultural pieces, buildings, etc. Here is my knight model. He's quite a skinny knight, I must say. But he's matching up with some of my other characters that I've made. And there he is. I quite like him. And here's a redo of that medieval male, which I've now redone so that his clothing is actually attached to him and is not bouncing up and down as he walks. So you learn things all the time. Here is my Georgian street. This is a one house, which I just cloned a few times and made a whole entire street. Changed it slightly with the different windows, with different lights on. I think that looks really interesting. Somebody actually used this street to make a little animated story level. Looked really nice. There we go, there's my Georgian street. I'm trying to go with a combination of like realistic looking things, cartoony looking things, mixing up the styles. Here's my Goblin. Project Spark people will see where the influences are there, but it is my own design. And he breathes heavily when he walks. And makes funny noises when he jumps. And he blinks. I put blinking animations in most of my characters once I found out how to do it, because it makes them look really real. There's my wizard. I like him. I like his staff. I like his hat. Really quite pleased with that. He's got a nice face too. Here's my monster. I'm not actually sure what he is. He's got horns. I got him walking with his arms sort of like lumbering. I really like the way he walks. I think it's rather nice. And I've put his head really low down in his chest, which makes it a completely different look than if his head was on top of his head. Quite like that. That's quite nice. Here's my snow bunny. I love him. I wish somebody would make a level with him in, because I think he's nice. He deserves a level, little platforming level perhaps, set in the snow. I think he's lovely. Really pleased with him. I love his face. So here's my female superhero. So she's voluptuous and she's moves her hips, etc. There we go. And funnily enough, her alter ego, the librarian, has been more popular. People really like this model. Now I wish I could work out how to do dresses with the legs situation, because the legs go, cause a problem, which is if somebody knows a really good way of prevent that without making the skirt huge, that would be good. Now here's my pub landlady. I'm not going to show you here because I've got a whole level to show you, but she's something I've been working on for a week or so now, and I'm really pleased with the way she's turning out. This is a selection of cartouches that I've made for my creative theme of the month for my website. I've got a theme of the month. If anybody wants to take part, January was Pyramid Adventure, and so for Pyramid Adventure I just made these 3 cartouches. There they are, the blank one and these 2 here. But February's is Moon City, so you can make your moon cities. This is some music I made for the Game Jam, and this is Chinese banquet that I made for that Game Jam. This is for Christmas, not Christmas, what am I saying? Chinese New Year. Go. That's my Chinese New Year, Chinese banquet that I made. We'll go into it actually. I tried to go with realism, and I think I was quite successful actually. So we've got a metal tray and some porcelain things, some plates and some bowls. There's a bowl of rice there, some dim sum. I was really pleased with the dim sum. That looks delicious. Yum yum yum. There's some prawns, some chicken, some noodle with some char siu pork, and I was really quite pleased with this finger bowl with the water in because it catches the light. It's rather nice. Some lemon slices there, and this lantern with its tassel and everything. I was really pleased with that. I think that looks really nice, and the bowls are lovely. I really like the bowls. Pleased with that, and that's been used in a few levels. People are picking this out, and with that in mind, I've separated out all of my props from that and created it as a collection so that you can use any of these food items in your level. Here's another painting that I did. This is an apple. Oh dear, look what I've done. I'm going to have to alter that. Yeah, I'm going to have to sort that out because it's slipped, hasn't it? Somebody suggested I put a frame on the back so that you could use it both sides, but I made a bit of a hash of that. I'll have to redo that. Right. Okay, here's my tavern scene with my pub landlady. This is one of the best things I've done, I think, in Project Spark. So here she is.
Hello. Would you like a beer? Get out of my pub.
There you go. A little bit of animation there. I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing more animation in Dreams a bit later on. This is something I just playing about with for a few minutes. This is a circling little blue birds that you get over somebody's head when they're dazed. I thought somebody might be able to use that in a game. There you go. A bit silly, but there you go. This waterfall, I decided to use some of my birds. Just experiment about with it a bit. Stick my birds flying over my waterfall. Anyway, here's my waterfall. I love the way the sound effects are different depending on where you are in the scene. And I'm really pleased with this water effect here. I think that looks really good. And it's pretty simply done either as well. It's just one white, one blue, put on top of each other. Looks fantastic. And then you have the stiller water as you go away. And this waterfall is actually quite low in thermo, so you could place that in your scene as is, the whole thing. And it will look splendid. I might make an entire level with all of this, and I think that would look really nice. So there we go, that's my waterfall. Here's another piece of music that I've done. Now there is a YouTuber called Carol Kay, and she composes music, and I listened to a piece that she did, and I copied the first few loops and then did other things with them. So anyway, as a sort of an orchestral thing goes on a bit. Here are some lip syncing mouths. And here is my jukebox, which I put all those pieces of music you've heard into a jukebox so that you can play them. And other people can remix this and put their own music in. Okay, so here is Who's Afraid of the Dark. Let me just have a look and see what the scoreboard is doing. Nobody's going to beat me. That is an amazing score, and I have no idea how I managed that. Okay. Again! Aha! Look at that amazing, amazing, amazing level. Right. Yeah, I don't know how he's got minus 58. I'm surprised. There is another level. There's the forest. And so let's have a look there and see what we got. So we got the dungeon, the forest, the library, and I've opened it up so if anybody wants to make a level, they can make just the basic level, and then I'll remix it and put my little boy in, and the dark mechanic and what have you, and add it to the game. So if anybody wants to make a level for this, obviously it's going to be after the beta now, but I'd love to see other people's levels in here. So let's fill this up with lots and lots of different levels, because I think it's a great mechanic. An average recon, let me just look at the credits. An average recon made the game called Dying Light in Project Spark. It was one of my favourite games. I championed it a lot, and it got hardly any plays. It didn't get the the place that it deserved. I don't think it was promoted by Media Molecule or anything. It was glossed over, which is really bad because it was a great mechanic and it really deserves to be played. So there we go. There's the thing. So let's play. What should we play? We'll play the dungeon, shall we? I'll just turn the music off. I've put a sound effect in, so you can have a choice between the music or sound effects. And the idea is that you've got to make your way through the dungeon. If you hit a wall like that, it creates a spirit which lights up the area so you can see your route. Now, if you get panicked, if you're in the dark for a long time and you haven't hit anything, then you can press the R1 button and it will place a spirit down, but you'll lose 10 seconds of time by doing that. So there we go, we're making our way through the dungeon. There are things hidden in amongst the in the dungeon set, but most people don't get to see them. I mean, there's skeletons and all sorts of things, but I don't know how many people actually see those things. There's barrels and things. If you actually do the main route, you might actually miss all of them. The idea is to get to the end level and get through the gate. There we go. Let's go back to Oh, we're not going to get back to the scoreboard. There we go. Go back to the scoreboard. Reset progress, yes. Okay, so we've got the forest and we've got the library. The library they showed on the stream. Get rid of the sound and we'll get sound effects so you can hear me. Oh, I think this is actually one of the harder ones. The trees make it really disorientating. I know the route and I can get lost even knowing the route. I can get lost in this forest really easily. There we go, there's my level, there's the game. Let's use Fade the Dark. I made a tutorial of start and finish gates for people, explaining how to create one of those, because I wasn't sure when I first started how you do anything like that, so I've created one of those for you, so there's a tutorial there. And here is all my china food and everything all separated out so people can put them in. There's my dim sum. There's the thing that I'm really pleased with. Look at that. Yummy, yum, yum. And that's a really lovely bowl. I'm really pleased with the way that worked. There we go. Lovely. Very nice. Right, well, there you go. There was my beta experience. This is what I made. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be making all sorts of things in when we get the game, when we get to buy the game. Please, Media Molecule, don't let it be too long. I really want to get back into this as soon as possible. And I might even take requests. If people want me to sculpt something for them, I can maybe take requests and do that. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy Dreams when it comes out. And I'll catch you in your dreams.